The morning rush at Iron Strength Gym in Los Angeles was just settling down. The air was thick with the familiar scent of sweat and protein shakes, dumbbells clanked in the background, and treadmills hummed rhythmically. It was just another ordinary day for Marcus Reynolds, a 26-year-old gym employee who spent most of his shifts wiping down machines, racking weights, and making sure everything ran smoothly. But today would be anything but ordinary. Marcus had been working at the gym for nearly 3 years. He loved fitness, dreamed of one day becoming a certified personal trainer. But life had other plans. With student loans piling up, rent barely manageable, and his mother's medical bills draining whatever little he had saved, his dream felt like it was slipping further away with each passing day. He had promised himself that he would eventually save enough for a certification course, but every month something new came up: bills, emergencies, or just the need to survive. Still, he never let his struggles show. He greeted gym members with a smile, made sure the equipment was spotless, and worked harder than anyone else there. He believed that hard work would eventually pay off, even if he had no idea when. As he grabbed a towel to wipe down a bench press station, he heard a familiar deep voice echo through the gym. A voice he had only ever heard in movies and motivational videos. "All right, time to get to work." Marcus turned around and felt his heart nearly stop. Walking through the entrance, larger than life, was Dwayne The Rock Johnson. The gym fell silent for a moment as heads turned. Even in LA, where celebrities were a common sight, The Rock commanded a different kind of presence. He wasn't just a movie star or a former wrestler. He was an icon, someone who embodied hard work, perseverance, and success. Marcus had idolized Dwayne Johnson since he was a teenager. His work ethic, his story of struggle, and his sheer determination had always resonated with him. And now, he was standing just a few feet away. Marcus quickly composed himself and went back to work. He didn't want to be that guy, the one who bothered celebrities during their workouts. The Rock had come here to train, not to be interrupted. But fate had other plans. As Marcus wiped down a nearby squat rack, he couldn't help but steal a glance. Dwayne was fully in the zone, sweat dripping as he pushed through another brutal set. Every rep was executed with the same discipline and intensity that had made him a global superstar. Then, out of nowhere, The Rock looked up and made eye contact with Marcus. "Hey man, appreciate you keeping the place clean. Not enough people respect that." Marcus froze. Dwayne Johnson was talking to him. "Oh, thanks, sir. Just doing my job," Marcus stammered, feeling his face heat up. The Rock chuckled. "Sir? Come on now, brother. It's just Dwayne." Marcus nodded, still slightly starstruck. "Right, Dwayne. Big fan, by the way. You've been a huge inspiration to me." Dwayne smiled. "That means a lot, man. You train here?" Marcus hesitated. "I wish. I work here, but I don't really get the time or the budget for a membership." Dwayne raised an eyebrow. "You into fitness?" Marcus nodded quickly. "Yeah. Always wanted to be a personal trainer, actually. But, life happens." The Rock didn't respond immediately. Instead, he studied Marcus for a moment, his expression unreadable. Then, with a smirk, he clapped him on the shoulder. "Life happens, yeah. But we fight back. You ever think about getting certified?" Marcus sighed. "Every day. Just don't have the money for the courses right now." Dwayne nodded, as if filing that information away in his mind. Then, he changed the subject. "Well, if you're ever down to train, let me know. I always need a good spotter." Marcus laughed nervously, not thinking much of it. "Appreciate that." And just like that, The Rock went back to his workout. The rest of Marcus's shift passed in a blur. He couldn't believe he had just had a full conversation with Dwayne Johnson. But what happened next would change his life forever. As Marcus was finishing up for the day, one of the gym managers approached him with a strange look. "Hey Marcus, you got a minute?" Sure," Marcus replied, confused. The manager led him to the front desk and handed him an envelope. "Dwayne left this for you before he left." Marcus's stomach flipped. "What?" With shaky hands, he tore open the envelope. Inside was a neatly folded note and a receipt. His eyes widened as he read the words on the note. "Marcus, no more excuses. Go chase that dream. You got this. DJ." Marcus's breath caught in his throat as he looked at the receipt. It was a fully paid enrollment for a personal trainer certification course. Dwayne Johnson had just given him the opportunity of a lifetime. His hands shook as he held the papers, his mind racing. This wasn't just money. This was belief. The Rock believed in him, and that was something Marcus hadn't felt in a very long time. What happened next would change everything. Marcus sat in the locker room, still gripping the letter from Dwayne Johnson in his hands. His heart pounded. The weight of the moment settled on him, heavier than any dumbbell in the gym. This wasn't just money. It was a second chance, a lifeline, a dream reignited. For years, Marcus had told himself that one day, when things got better, when he had enough saved up, he would pursue his certification. That day had always felt distant, like a mirage on the horizon. But now, that day had arrived. Tears welled up in his eyes as he reread the note. "Marcus, no more excuses. Go chase that dream. You got this. DJ." This wasn't just a gift. It was a challenge. Dwayne The Rock Johnson believed in him, and now he had no excuse not to believe in himself. That night, Marcus rushed home to share the news with his mother. She had been the only person who had ever truly believed in his potential, even when life kept throwing obstacles in his way. When he placed the letter and receipt in front of her, she gasped. "Marcus, is this real?" Marcus nodded, swallowing the lump in his throat. "It's real, Mom. He paid for everything." His mother reached for his hands, squeezing them tightly. "Baby, you've worked so hard for this. You deserve it." For the first time in years, Marcus allowed himself to dream freely. No more wondering what if, no more waiting. It was time to make it happen. The next morning, Marcus wasted no time. He signed up for the first available course and dived headfirst into his training. But he quickly realized something. This wasn't going to be easy. Between his full-time shifts at the gym and studying for the certification exam, Marcus barely had time to eat, let alone sleep. His days started at 5 a.m., training in the gym before his shift. During his breaks, he pored over anatomy textbooks and studied workout techniques. At night, he watched training videos, scribbling notes until his eyes could barely stay open. There were moments of doubt, nights when exhaustion nearly broke him. What if he wasn't good enough? What if he failed? But every time those thoughts crept in, he pulled out the Rock's letter. No more excuses. Week after week, he pushed himself harder than ever before, and then, the day of the exam finally arrived. Marcus sat in the testing center, gripping his pencil, staring at the test in front of him. The questions seemed endless, the pressure unbearable. He forced himself to breathe, to focus. This was it. No turning back now. An hour later, he stepped out of the room, hands shaking. The results wouldn't come in until the next day, the longest 24 hours of his life. When the email finally arrived, his heart nearly stopped. He clicked it open, and there it was, in bold letters. "Congratulations, you passed." Marcus let out a breath he didn't even realize he had been holding. He did it. He had officially become a certified personal trainer. On his first official day as a personal trainer, Marcus walked into the gym, not as an employee cleaning equipment, but as a coach, a mentor, and a man who had fought for his dream. His coworkers cheered, patting him on the back. They had watched his journey. They knew how hard he had worked for this. That afternoon, Marcus was setting up a training session when his phone buzzed. A message from an unknown number. "Congrats, brother. Proud of you. Now go change some lives. DJ." Marcus smiled, shaking his head. The Rock hadn't forgotten. And that's when it hit him. This wasn't just about his own journey. It was about giving back. Over the next few months, Marcus dedicated himself to helping others, especially those who, like him, had once felt stuck, lost, or too broke to chase their dreams. He started offering free weekend sessions to young athletes who couldn't afford personal training. He mentored new trainers, helping them navigate the same challenges he had faced. And every time a client hesitated, doubted themselves, or said, "I don't think I can do this," Marcus told them exactly what had been told to him. "No more excuses, you got this." Months later, Marcus was finishing up a training session when a familiar deep voice echoed through the gym once again. "All right, time to get to work." Marcus turned around and felt his breath hitch. Dwayne Johnson had just walked in. This time, Marcus wasn't just another gym employee standing in awe. He was part of the team. Dwayne spotted him, grinned, and walked over. "Look at you, man. Trainer status. How's it feel?" Marcus smiled, shaking his head. "Unreal. Wouldn't have happened without you." The Rock clapped him on the back. "Nah, man. It happened because you put in the work. I just gave you a push. You earned this." They shook hands, but this time, Marcus wasn't shaking from nerves. He was shaking from pride, because he had made it. Marcus's story became legendary at the gym. He wasn't just another trainer. He was proof that opportunity, hard work, and a little bit of belief could change everything. And as he looked at his first ever paycheck as a personal trainer, he made himself a promise. One day, when he was in a position to change someone else's life the way The Rock had changed his, he wouldn't hesitate. Because sometimes, all it takes is one person believing in you. And that brings us to the end of this story. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more inspiring stories. Remember, kindness and opportunity can change a life forever. Thank you for watching.